YouTube Shookin' here with a review of the Retrofire Series, SPD Delta Squad Megazord and Jungle Pride Megazord, Collector's Edition, Power Rangers Samurai, even though none of these have anything to do with Samurai, so whatever. Anyway, these are the revival of the Retrofires, thanks to Bandai and Collector's Input. The line has started with Delta Squad and Jungle Pride, which were two that were scheduled to come out in, I think, Wave 3 and 4, or just Wave 3, I don't really remember offhand. In the old Retrofire line that got cancelled, so we finally get them. They're in these pretty cool cylindrical packaging, very reminiscent of some of the exclusive Transformers. Came in cylindrical packages like this. So they're pretty cool, they stand out on the shelf, so it's pretty good marketing, I think. We've got the Samurai logo up here, even though it's got nothing to do with Samurai. Retrofire Series, the Jungle Fury logo down here. Collector's Edition, Jungle Pride Megazord. Same on this box, just with the SPD logo and the Delta Squad Megazord. On the back here, also available, Delta Squad Megazord. We've got the Jungle Fury logo with the figure itself. Cool battle poses, because that's pretty much all it does. Down here, it's just basically a synopsis of what Jungle Fury was about, which was pretty cool. And then on this one, we have basically just the opposite layout with what SPD was about. So I won't bother reading those because I'm sure you probably know what the series were about. Now let's bring in the figures. Already decked out in cool battle poses. So we'll start with the SPD Megazord because it's the weaker of the two and it's the one that came first. So, I was bitching about the Wave 1 guys yesterday because they didn't include a lot of necessary articulation. The SPD one doesn't fix that much. There's no joint right here on this guy because they just kind of decided to stick this one in a gun holding pose. So he's pretty much stuck. This one does feature a elbow joint though and a lot more articulated shoulder area here with a swivel going both ways. The leg articulation is still really good. Swivel on the ball joint and a joint right here at the knee. These ones are on a swivel right here too as well. The backs still aren't painted. It kind of just looks like a big black and white mess, unlike Pokemon. And the chest is pretty well done. It's slimmed down due to the stylized nature of the Retrofires. But it's still very recognizable as the red SPD Zord. I don't know if they had cool names in SPD, I don't remember. But pretty cool all around. I mean, you can't really get any sort of cool poses except for this. Just by the nature of what the toy's like. But really, when you got something like this, who needs other poses, really? I guess you can set up his legs like this. Guess you can kind of set him up in a kneeling pose like that. That's not too bad. Of course, he's pointing downwards like he's going to shoot someone's kneecap off, but maybe that's what he's trying to do. Maybe the monster's kneecap needs to be shot. I don't know. So let's move on to the Jungle Pride Megazord. A lot better and pretty much all around awesome. It's from Jungle Fury and Geki, so it's going to be made of win anyway. But it just kind of cements its win further into epic history making. The head sculpt isn't too bad. It is on a ball joint, a little bit hindered, but it's still not too bad. Painted really nice. The shoulder pads are nice and large. They do pop off. They're just kind of connected. The same with the SPD one. They're just connected by a swivel like this, so you just plug them back in. These claws come out really easy. I'm going to glue mine in, but if you don't like them, you can just pop them off. But they just plug right in there. I'll get to the weapon later. That's a funny story about that. Leg articulation's perfect, same as that actually. Pretty much dead on, same as. But the coolest thing about this figure is that it's got elbow articulation in both places, wrist articulation. Get back on there. Wrist articulation on both. Full leg articulation, at least for Bandai of America toys. And full shoulder articulation on both. So this is finally the first Retrofire Megazord to have articulation everywhere where it should have articulation. And it's got a waist swivel too. So, thank you Jungle Pride Megazord for doing something right. Love it. The weapon. This is the first time in pretty much the history of ever that Bandai of America has painted something that didn't need to be painted. As you know, his 3-section staff weapon is just made up of the tails of the 3 individual beasts, which are all black. They actually painted them yellow, red, and blue. So, good job Bandai for painting something that didn't really need to be painted. It looks cool though. I'll give it that. It's supposed to be stylized, so I'll let it go because it does look pretty neato. And he can hold it here, there, anywhere. It doesn't really matter. I just had him holding it like this because he seemed to hold it the most. And he can fling it across his back that way. So, Jungle Pride is definitely the winner of pretty much all the Retrofires I own. So, Wave 1 and Wave 3, I guess you can call this one. But, all around cool, and he's Wolverine, bitch, and what? One thing I do want to point out is that both of them have the little butt port. So, the old stands from Wave 1 and Wave 2 still plug in just fine. Unfortunately, it isn't really too compatible with SPD, whose head is pretty much just on a swivel. I guess it's not too bad. It could be worse. It could certainly be worse, but there you go. See, he's on a stand. Why not? But these ones don't come with them at all. So I'm just going to get rid of it before people start thinking they come with stands. They do not come with stands. Again, they do not come with stands. So, one thing I did want to do real quick, just because I'm sure a couple people will ask. Here he is next to Super Robot Jogokin Shinkeno. So they are perfectly in scale with each other. So, if you want some Megazord buddies to go with Shinkeno, these are pretty good substitutes, or vice versa. So, yeah, they're perfect. Love it. There's certainly a step up, I think, from the Wave 1 Retrofires. Again, I can't comment on the Wave 2 ones because I don't own them. But, articulation-wise, there's certainly a step up. SPD's kind of on solid ground with them. But the Jungle Pride Megazord, certainly all around, probably the best one we've gotten. The paint detailings are pretty good. Everything that really should be painted down here is their faces are even painted pretty well, I think. And the front chest is painted as good as it needs to be. And everything is just really good except for the back, but Bandai of America, again. So, Jungle Pride's the real winner here. If you only get one, and as long as you enjoyed Jungle Fury or Geki Ranger, I would definitely pick up the Jungle Pride Megazord just because it really is a good figure. The SPD one, it kind of depends on your love of the season or Geki Ranger. Whether you really like it or not, but again, the lack of articulation here is a little bit of a hindrance. But it was kind of made to look like that, so I can kind of let that one go. So, definitely recommended. They're only $9.99 at your local Toys R Us. I think Toys R Us is the only place that carries them at this current moment in time. But hopefully they'll start hitting Targets and Walmart soon. So, you can check out a written review at ridersrangersandrumbles.com. Bringing you the latest token news in the craziest way possible. Please donate to superherotime.chippin.com to help with the disaster relief fund for Japan. So take care and have a great one. Bye.